A murderer's gone off script in court.
Yeah, the prisoner who killed a pedophile serving time in the same jail has created a new type of particularly enthusiastic plea. Very guilty. Ashley Brofo was murdered inside Hakea Prison 4 months ago. He was in jail waiting to be sentenced for luring a little girl away from a park in Doubleview last year. A little girl he intended to sexually abuse. Arrested and put in a cell in Hakea where he was found unresponsive on March 9. It was sus, but it took several weeks for confirmation that the cops had charged 42-year-old Evan James Martin with the murder.
Seems like a long time.
I don't know if it took a long time to lay the charge or a long time for us to find out about the charge. You'd think the number of CCTV cameras in Hakea would mean an easy case to solve, but you generally need more than just video footage to make a case, however damning the vision might be.
Doubt there were many witnesses keen to talk to the cops.
Well, no, first, because prisoners generally don't like police, because cops usually be the reason they're in jail.
Hello, sir. What brings you to the fence today?
Just here to stab you if you get too close.
Second, because in jail.
Snitches get stitches.
And third, because nobody likes a kiddie fiddler, particularly in prison. A lot of the inmates were themselves victims of childhood abuse and so would have been in no hurry to condemn Brofo's killer. Ashley had a particularly big target on his back because, as well as being a creep himself, he was associated with the abduction of this little girl.
Yeah, my name's Cameron. How are you?
Brofo was raised in the same house as Cleo Smith kidnapper Terence Kelly, who is the international cause célèbre for creepy child abductors. Martin's just appeared in court via video link from jail, and when he was asked how he was going to plead, he replied, very guilty. And then he urged the court to sentence him quick smart.
I thought pedos were kept in the shoe.
Not the SHU, the Special Protection Unit. Special Handling Unit, the SHU, is where you go if you're going to instigate trouble in the general prison population.
I will beat your ass like a Cherokee drum.
The Protection Unit is where you go if you're going to be the victim of trouble in the general prison population. It's where bent cops, pedos, high-profile prisoners who might be lent on by other inmates are generally housed. Criminal lawyer Gary Rogers was sent there before he was acquitted of conspiring to get a drug dealer to change his statement. You're very safe because you're in a cell by yourself for 23 hours a day. It's hard to get someone if they're only out for 60 minutes at a time. If you're inside and other prisoners find out you cut a deal with the cops to get a reduced sentence, then you want to be in the Protection Unit.
How would they know if you cut a deal?
Well, someone asks you what you're in for and you say importing 5 kilos of meth, but you're only in for 2 years. That's a pretty good hint that you cooperated with the police.
I got this rat, this gnawing, key-eating rat.
Won't be a problem for John Humes.
He's a drug-dealing coffin cheater who got such a long sentence the Court of Appeal has sliced 14 months off it. John was busted with 170 grams of meth back in 2021. He was helping the gang funnel drugs from Bunno to Perth. John and another cheater were observed by some cops visiting a house in Glen Iris. When the duo were pulled over, the police discovered $15,000 in cash in the car's centre console and 3 clip seal bags in Humes' undies, right next to his centre console.
They're a snazzy-looking tackle box to house your rod and reel.
Humes' lawyer Zoe Gilders has just convinced the Court of Appeal that the sentence, that's 6 years and 2 months, was too harsh. She said her client had only taken the smuggling job because his business was hit by COVID.
What was his business?
Well, the guy's a patch bikie, so probably not selling Tupperware.
He blew his lid when she tried to contain him.
Zoe also told the judges he no longer wished to be a coffin cheater.
When you wish upon a star. You seem bemused.
I am. He can wish his brains out. The only way a bikie stops being a bikie is if his club wishes that. And he's probably looking at a bashing and a hefty exit payment even if they do.
Where all your wishes come true.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.